I can start. I was born 1935, before the war started, so I cannot remember a lot from before. I was very little, young. It was in a village in Yugoslavia, in Banat, very close to the Romanian border. One Sunday afternoon, we went and visited my grandparents, my mom and me. And the Russians marched in, the Russian army. And my grandfather spoke a little bit Russian, and he really tried to communicate with the Russians, with the military. And they were actually very nice, and they said right away, don't be afraid, we are not doing anything to you, but the ones who are coming behind us. And those were the communists, the Partizans, and Tito. And in our three villages, there was no Serbian speaking the schools, everything was in German. And that was our thing why they wanted to kill. They said, Tito said, they can do with us whatever they want to. And they started to kill everybody. They put dynamite in under our church. They said, you don't need God, we are going to be your God now. They came one day and took my mom and everybody else and took the key and put us in camp, in concentration camp. I was in a completely different village, there was just children. And in the house I was, they took all the furniture out of the houses and put on each side of the room straw, and every kid got one blanket, and if we put it in the straw, we didn't have anything to cover. And if we covered, we were lying in the straw. And one night in November in 1944 or 45, we escaped. There was my mom, my grandmother, and my grandmother's sister, and the son, and the grandchild, and his wife. We went one November night, and it was raining like crazy. We were hiding. We came in Romania, and we had no idea. We did not know anybody over there. And one house, to my uncle, she said, I think there are living Germans. Those curtains there looked like Germans would have. And so we knocked on the door, and a grandma and a grandpa came out, and a younger lady and two teenage girls. And my uncle was saying, we just escaped and we don't have anything with us, and we didn't know where to go, if we could stay in their house. And they took us in, and they were hiding us, but they gave us clothes and they gave us something to eat. My grandmother and my mom and me, we stayed for 2 weeks with those people. And for us, it was the escape from, we would probably not be alive anymore, because I don't think I would have made it. I was a spoiled kid. And I was thin all the time anyway, but anyway, we made it.
Do you have from your trip when you took Mom to meet Marie and Elizabeth on this?
Yeah, let me look. I do. I have some, yes.
Das war die Zeit von unserem Haus vom Opa. A miracle for me, and I don't know if he's interested or not, how I found the people who took us in Romania.
We had a exchange student stop by our house from Germany. Her name was Ricky, and she had noticed that we were using a Schwäbisch dialect in our German. And she said her parents were from the same area. Literally right across the border in Romania is where they had grown up, so they were in very close distance to where Mom's hometown was. And then out of happenstance, he went back to Germany, and apparently there is a website for displaced Schwaben, which is what my mom is. And he had put an inquiry on that website if anybody remembers a family that was escaping Yugoslavia into Romania, and he got a hit on it, and apparently it was from the son of the two ladies that said that he thought that his mom and his aunt might be the girls that lived in the home where they hid my mom and my grandmother at the time during the war.
I mean, after over 60 years, and he came here and found out the name from the village and put it on the computer, and the son, by coincidence, was reading that.
And so we had decided to make a trip to Europe and talk to them, and made an appointment to visit.
With Marina and Robert and me, we went to Germany and visited. And we were just hugging each other. And she said, I cannot believe it, the older one. The younger sister wasn't married. She was the older one was married and had that son who called her. This one is Maria, this was the older one. And she died a year and a half ago. And this is Elizabeth. She's still in Germany, but she's in a nursing home. And that's me, and this is when we saw each other. We were hugging and holding hands and crying the whole afternoon. And she was looking at me and she said, we were crying the whole time. She said, I cannot believe that this young girl who came from the concentration camp out. And then she took a picture and took it out and showed it to me. And she said, that's what your mom gave me when she left. That is that picture.
And they had brought the picture with them, unbeknownst to us that it even still existed. And that is what finally confirmed everything, that yes, it was the same family. When they presented my mom with the picture that they had given them. So it went in a big full circle.
She said, that's what your mom gave me. She wanted to give me something. And she gave me that picture because we helped you guys so much. We took her in and helped her. And that's the picture. And it still doesn't get in my head. Those people kept that picture so long. And they did not, we just stayed about 10 or 12 days with them. And I did not remember, and they kept that picture. And she said, would you like the picture back now? And I said, yes. And that's the picture. The first thing what I said was, thank you for saving my life. That was the first thing what I said. I remember that. She said, you really think we saved your life? And I said, yes. Because if they would have found us, they would have killed us.
Schöne Grüße sind der Robert. Oh, sind der Susi, ihre Sohn, ja.